Hi everyone, and welcome to mine and Morgan's 5.5 week update. So it'll be my 5-week postpartum and Morgan's 6 weeks on Sunday, and we are doing really well. Morgan's doing good. He is weighing £10 9 ounces and he was born £7 4, so he's putting on weight and he's getting a little chubster now. He's a lot more focused now on our face, you know, if we're talking to him he looks at us a lot more, and I find he's awake a lot more now for longer periods of times, whereas before he was sleeping a lot, and also he was jaundiced when he was born, so we had to actually wake him every 3 hours, and we found it really hard to wake him to feed him. He wouldn't wake up naturally. He would sometimes, but he was so sleepy. We had to strip him down to his nappy and put him on like a cold mat. You had to change a mat to try and get him to wake up a bit. But we don't have to do that now. Well, we haven't had to do that for about 2.5 weeks now, maybe longer. He wakes up throughout the night with breastfeeding. He wakes up every hour and a half. He doesn't sleep for 3 hours. I am finding breastfeeding really hard now, because I'm not even sleeping for 3 hours solid at all. So what we started doing is giving him a bottle of express milk, but then he's still hungry. I have actually introduced bottles now. I give him the formula. It's the SMA Gold. I give him 1 bottle of that once a night, but he only drinks about 2 ounces, because obviously I breastfeed him first and then he has that. I finish him off with formula and he only drinks about 2 ounces, sometimes less, but then I find that helps him sleep longer. Sometimes he will go down for 3 hours if I'm lucky. So usually I'm breastfeeding throughout the day, and in the day he's really good. He goes longer, you know, for the time in between the feeds, but in the day he's much better, but in the night he's a lot more awake. Apparently they say that babies do feed a lot more in the night, but what I'm doing is breastfeeding during the day, which can take an hour and a half to 2 hours, because he's constantly, like, sometimes he's really good and he'll just go on, latch on and then feed for a good 20 minutes, but other times he's like this, moving and fidgeting, and then he won't latch on. He prefers the left breast, because I'm right-handed, so I've always found it easier to put him on my left breast. He prefers the left breast now rather than the right breast. But I'll breastfeed during the day. But if I'm going out somewhere like shopping or somewhere where there's a lot of people around, I don't like to sit and breastfeed, because he's such a fussy breastfeeder eater. I can't really do it discreetly, because I've got to, you know, squeeze my boob, so my nipple's on display, which I don't really like. So I will give him a bottle of formula when I'm out. But then by the time I get home, because he hasn't been on my breast for 3 or 4 hours, I find my boobs are really engorged and hurting. So then as soon as I get home, I use the breast pump and express that milk, and then use that breast milk to feed him later with a bottle. But in the night, I go to bed about 11 or 12. It's been changing, it's been up and down the whole month, but now what we're doing is I go to bed about 11 or 12, and my partner Justin looks after the baby for 3 hours, because my partner doesn't come to bed till 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning anyway, because that's just what he likes to do. So he looks after the baby when I go to bed, and he gives the baby a bottle, either of, well, expressed milk from my breast or formula, but usually even after the breast milk he's still hungry, so you have to finish him off with the formula. When he comes to bed then, with the baby about 3, he usually wakes up 3 or 4 in the morning, and he's awake now a lot till 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and I'm finding I'm trying to breastfeed him as much as I can. I'm changing his nappy and then he's still hungry, so I still have to top him up. Now it's getting to be, each feed he's breastfeeding, he's still moaning that he's hungry, so I have to top him up with some formula, so making a bottle every time. Sometimes I don't, like, it's not actually every feed, but it's a lot of the time, which is, it's getting a bit, you know, I'm getting a bit confused by it all, to be honest, because he's breastfeeding but then he's still hungry. So he's got a lot of wind. I mean, when I burp him, he does bring up 1 or 2 burps, but he has a lot of wind coming out the other way as well. And I think it's trapped wind because he's, you know, bringing his legs up and he's just screaming sometimes. But I was wondering, I wanted to ask you all, if you're breastfeeding, how long did you breastfeed for? Does your baby breastfeed for 10, 15, 20 minutes? Does he just latch on and then, you know, suckle for 15 minutes, or is he on and off? Because my baby, Morgan, he's on and off quite a lot, and it's frustrating for both of us because I just want him to feed and he gets tired then and falls asleep because he's, you know, he only sucks for 5 minutes sometimes. Anyway, do you use formula? What formula do you use, and what bottles do you use? Because I'm on Tommy Tipple. I'm using those bottles and the steriliser, and the SMA Gold formula I'm using. So I just wondered what you guys all use. And is there any of you out there who are actually combination feeding, like say breastfeeding and bottle feeding, and how is your milk? You know, would you still have a lot of milk with bottle feeding or formula feeding? That would be great if I can get some answers. Everything else is good. I'm feeling a lot better now since the labour, and I've come to terms with I'm back to my normal weight. Well, not, you know, completely, because I've still got a little bit of weight that I'm hoping to keep on. But I went on a shopping spree the other day and bought a few new clothes for myself. Because obviously I'm bigger size now since pre-pregnancy, but it's nice to do a bit of shopping and buy a few new dresses and tops to make yourself feel a bit better. Now the summer's coming in as well, that'll be nice. I'm trying Morgan with a dummy, or a pacifier as you Americans say, but he's not taken to it at all. So a lot of the time he comfort suckles on my nipple, I think, and then falls asleep, and then as soon as I put him down he cries. I don't know if anyone else's baby is like this, but I think he's quite clingy, because if he's not 100% asleep when we put him down, he cries, so we just have to pick him up and cuddle him to sleep. Let me know, guys, because I'm just wondering if he's going to be a little clingy one, which I don't mind, it's kind of cute, but when you haven't got 5 minutes to do anything, it gets hard. So anyway, here's Morgan. Let me show you him. He's getting heavier now. He's getting heavier and a lot more awake a lot. But he's a little cutie. So everyone, thanks for watching, and if any of you guys can let me know about the breastfeeding, combination feeding, that'll be great. This is my belly, nearly 6 weeks postpartum. Still got that line going down here. But yeah, everything's good. He's moaning now, I think he's hungry. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will update soon when I get time. Bye everyone.